So right above, you could see just kind of what the buttons are on the dashboard, but I wanted to go into a little bit more detail. So starting at the top, you're only going to have a My Presentations option, so don't be confused with the brokerage presentation. You will have all of the default templates already from the company, and they're just going to be under your presentations when we click Create New. So we see when we click Create New, the red button to the side, we have the different presentation options right here. If I click one and do Continue, we're going to see that we have some options. So we have just the default, which will only have the report pages for this. And then we have the brokerage template, which is also going to include a bunch of different marketing pieces that you can use, which is why down the road in another course, when I really dive into listing CMAs, we'll talk about setting up your templates where you spend time, you go through all of these pages, see the ones you like, what you don't like, and then make a template and you're good to go in the future. And then it will have a your template option here. So then over here we have my library. So this is going to show just my pages right here where I have my different custom pages that I made. I can create another one and we'll go into more depth about creating pages here. If we continue, we'll see this gear and it says present settings as well as help and feedback. So present settings is important to look at because here we can see primary brand is my default. There is also this company default, which is, the same right here. And then we also have this option of luxury branding. So if you have any luxury, we can come in here and change that over. And then Allen Tate and Howard Hanna here. And then that cashier's one as well. And then additional logos. So here we have our light and dark background. And then we can see personal logo. Open that up. And that's going to take us to a different place where then we can just come over here and upload a dark with a light background or light with a dark background logo right here. And you can change it to that. So just as a note, we do have this as digital, but also as PDFs. So if you were doing a PDF presentation, you might want to make sure that you have the preferred header and footer and they're all matching right over here, but the default is a pretty good standard to go with in the beginning. But just so you know, those are your options there. As we continue, so you can search through as you continue to do lots and lots of presentations. It might be easier just to search for a presentation to pull one up. You can also sort by seller, buyer, buyer tour, non-listing, and archived, so you can kind of see your different options there. And then you can also do recently updated versus date created or title. If you prefer those sort options. If I just click on my presentation right here, it would open up my presentation if I was with the client to go through it with them. If I wanted to edit it, I would click this little pencil right here. If I wanted to just see the details, this is more so for teams. If you're, wondering when it was created, last updated, who updated it, and you have maybe a co-agent situation, this could be helpful. And then our three dots down here. So I'm going to click here so we can see them all. So I can view this right now as a web or print presentation. I can share it. I can email it. I can look at the specific settings for this presentation. I can duplicate it. Again, if you are down here and you are assigning this to an agent, this is again more for teams. You would lose the presentation when you would assign it to someone else because it would go into their presentation. And so you either have the co-presenter option or you could duplicate it so that you can still see it, but that agent would have it and can use it. The duplicate wouldn't talk to each other, so if you make changes, it wouldn't communicate back to the other presentation you duplicated it from, but it's still a good option so you don't lose the presentation when you assign it to someone. And then of course I can delete or archive a presentation right here. And then at the bottom, we just have our help where we can talk to MoxieWorks support and get some help if we're noticing a glitch or anything. And that's going into the dashboard in more depth.